Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to be looking at the Samsung Galaxy AMP2, which is released for a lot of prepaid networks such as TracFone, Metro PCS, Boost Mobile, and Cricket, with this one being from the Cricket network. Now this phone is a good budget phone for under $30 right now on eBay, and I do have a different launcher on this phone just to make it a little bit faster. It's known as a Nova launcher, and I'm going to go ahead and leave a link for that down in the description for anyone who owns an Android phone and wants that. And also this cool wallpaper will also be down in the description below. I think it's cool as a live wallpaper, but other than that, let's go ahead and we get more in depth in the review. Now for the camera of this phone, this is a 5 megapixel rear facing camera capable of recording at 720p. So this thing has similar video capabilities as the Samsung Galaxy S3, which came out 4 years before it. And the front-facing camera is a 2 megapixel front-facing camera capable of 480p resolution. So very much, again, just like the Samsung Galaxy S3 4 years ago. So this phone, you're going to pretty much see that the fact that this thing is pretty much a budget phone made with internals of a 4-year-old flagship device. And otherwise, we're just going to go ahead and play 2 games here and see how it performs. As for video playback on this phone here, this is just a YouTube video for an example. This is only capable of 480p video playback, but the screen is a 4.5 inch, 480 by 800 pixel AMOLED display, which compared us to the Samsung Galaxy S3 that came out 4 years before it, had 720p video playback. Now for software, we're looking at Android 6.0.1, which is Marshmellow, which this had an update back in May of 2017, meaning that this phone is nearing 3 years old software-wise. And you can also root this or able to custom ROM it up to Android 8.0, which is Oreo, which is pretty good for a phone this cheap. Just plug it into the computer and upgrade it. Now as for RAM management here, as you can see, for games, it doesn't quite do well. It has to reload it. But when it comes to settings, or also YouTube, surprisingly, it actually keeps it in the background. This takes a second to load and only has a gig of RAM on it. For the battery, it had a 2050 milliamp hour battery, which was pretty decent for the size of this. This also has the SIM card thing underneath the battery and the micro SD card slot, which is able to be upgraded to 16 gigabytes of micro SD storage on this. This is the camera module and the single LED flash on the back as well. I understand that this thing is pretty dirty. I had to clean it up here pretty soon. I just got this phone not too long ago for a whopping $10 on eBay. So as for build quality for the AMP2, this thing is made out of mainly plastic with aluminum on the sides, but also has the volume rocker on this left-hand side here, a headphone jack, a micro USB port, and the home button on the side here. Other than that, this thing is pretty good. Overall, the only complaint I would say about this phone is the lack of screen quality. At 480p would bother my soul, and the fact that the year is 2020. But other than that, hardware-wise, it's pretty decent for a phone about $10 to $20. If you could pick one of these up cheap, I'll send them a link down below for any on eBay or on Amazon that I find for the low. But other than that, this phone is in pretty good shape, and would this phone be worth it to anyone? Yeah, if you're really looking for a pretty cheap Android phone, this is definitely worth it. But other than that, if you like videos just like this about tech, cheap cell phones, mid-range, or flagship quality, feel free to hit the sub button down below and join the CNT crew. But other than that, there's going to be a video up top here, an annotation, and we'll catch you all in the next video. CNT out.